Good evening and welcome back to... It's snowing now. Okay, well, fine. I don't remember that, but yes, we are back on track to crack the case. Or maybe just find a case of crack. It's that sort of game. Now, we were approaching the end of day 2, which I said as if it was like a Star Wars planet, but I meant day 2. There's that person up there who we can't get to. Let's check the old Finoogle, what we've got to do, because we had a big old look at our book last time, and somehow that managed to be a daunting task. Prove your authority to Titus Hardy. That's probably not going to happen anytime soon. Make a truce with Kuno, also unlikely. Find your heraldic bird. Oh yes, we got the book, haven't we? Let's look at the book and then we'll play around in the headlights. That seems like a good plan of action. Oh yes, I've got a vague memory here. I did one thing off stream. I went and bought some more magnesium and things because we were low on morale and low on charges for morale. And so yeah, good to do that. Unfortunately now we got fuck all money, but the justification for that is that I am just playing into our hobo aesthetic. That's the only reason. Otherwise I could get loads of money anytime I want, honest. What's this? Scribbled between the thighs of a page 3 girl, Lorange do Disco. Alright. Yeah, Blokey said that this will be fixed on Wednesday, which is not today. Today is Tuesday. Well, today is Monday technically, but in the game today is Tuesday. Don't get confused. Yeah, we're not going to buy any more tacky clothes off you. We've got our aesthetic now with the big anorak and no trousers. Oh yes, and we're also planning to become both a massive fascist and a crazy communist, so that'll be fun. But first, let's have a story time. Is this the one? No, that's... Oh, that's all about communism. Oh, I suppose we could read that. But first, we want to read the bird book. We did get the bird book. From A to Zreek, A Guide to Cockatoos. A book about different cockatoo species and their behavioural problems. Perhaps it could also offer some insight into your own often problematic actions. The spectacular Major Majestic Cockatoo eyes you from the cover.
A cockatoo is a parrot with an erectile crest, found on the Seminine Islands and in southern Fas a la Mer. Known for their intelligence and general precociousness, cockatoos are popular birds in aviculture. However, they often exhibit various behavioural issues.
Okay, what more?
This book talks about the delicate nature of toos, as well as introducing some of the most popular species among the bird enthusiasts. The funeral cockatoo, the major majestic cockatoo, and the most common bang bang cockatoo. It's colourfully illustrated.
Alright, what problems do these birds have?
Where to even begin? All cockatoos are known for their needy natures, requiring attention for at least 2 full hours a day. They love to talk and have been described as lovable clowns who just don't know how to wrap up.
Am I sensing a metaphor? I could handle that. It would be nice to have someone to talk to when feeling lonely. Who would ever want a chatty companion? I want someone who knows how to listen. I mean, ideally you want somewhere in between, don't you? These are both one-sided conversations, but Be binary. There's no room for nuance in this game. Well, there is, sort of, but the game will also mock you for it, so... we'll go with that.
Pet owners also report moodiness, loudness, and hostility as recurring issues. If left unsatisfied, cockatoos may scream non-stop, pluck their feathers, or become aggressive.
Jesus, okay, that's pretty bad. Anything else?
It is not recommended to get a cockatoo if you're not able to cook them food every day and give them the full care that they need. These birds will never understand that you have a life of your own.
You're getting very close to the mic there, Mr. Voice Actor, almost as if you're trying to imply something. But there has to be something great about cockatoos as well. There has to be.
You're right. Cockatoos are magnificent creatures. They love to perform, cuddle and show off, and will even scream for fun, often as loud as up to 135 decibels.
Okay, we're sort of straying from the, strengths, good points about them.
Ouch. That must hurt.
Yes, what well-detected perception. Is that really a medium in terms of difficulty? I feel like that would be quite a simple check to pass. Alright. Let's hear about the funeral cockatoo.
This is a yellow-tailed black cockatoo. Its specific name, Psittacus venereus,
I'm glad you
relates to its
pronounced it.
dark and somber plumage. This bird looks as if dressed for a funeral, 24/7. There is something indisputably ominous about it.
Goth bird.
Ooh.
Or that, apparently. Let's read about the Major Majestic.
Perhaps the most impressive of all the species, the endangered Major Majestic cockatoo, is often described as the most flamboyant bird in the jungle. Its pink-colored wings and flowing crest embellishing its proud and bumptious nature. In the words of poet-explorer Sir James Fournier, few birds more enliven the monotonous hues of the verdant forest than this big, bold, and beautiful species. It must be glorious to behold, dark pink and snow white.
Sounds very disco. Read about the most common bang-bang cockatoo.
Despite its banging name, the bang-bang cockatoo is actually the shyest of the species, common in almost all Seminoles forests, as well as zoos and homes all over the world. Its plumage is mainly grey and white. The Seminoles name, bang-bang, is thought to be of onomatopoeic origins.
As in, the noise it makes sounds like bang bang. Well, birds can make a bunch of weird noises. There's a lyrebird, isn't it, that can replicate chainsaws and crazy shit. So, yeah, whatever. Honestly, this bird does sound a bit like me. Yeah, I remember this. You have to decide which of the birds your character is most like. I guess with how we're playing this guy being a fucking lunatic, it would be the Major Majestic.
Perhaps
do we just read that again and then
it must be glorious to behold,
say that afterwards?
dark pink and yes, but all those cockatoo species are so different.
Oh, I see.
Which
right.
one are you?
Then it gives you the choice. The grey and common bang bang, that's me. Only the funeral cockatoo in its darkness can truly grasp the depths of my doom-laden soul. Isn't that obvious? Major Majestic, here I come. But what if I'm just a fuck up or two? A fuck up and a cockatoo. Well, that speaks to me, but I have to take some time to think about it. No, you don't. It's really not that big a deal. We are Major Majestic.
You're right. Your Majesty embodied. This big, beautiful bird belongs on your heraldry.
Yeah. Cool. What did that do? Despite 10 experience. Ooh, can you give me some different colours so I can read what the fuck? I seem to remember there being a thought about the cockatoo thing, but I might be wrong. Might be misremembering. Alright. Let's have a read on some communism, I guess.
The front of this quarterly journal features a large satirical portrait of the late King Friesel. From the sides of his head, a pair of white antlers spread to the corners of the cover.
Why him do?
Because Friesel was incompetent, foolish, and cruel. In short, the embodiment of everything the communards wished to overthrow. It's satire, you see.
Okay. Flip through the pages, see what catches your eye.
To your disappointment, there aren't any full-color pictures to direct your attention.
Damn it.
Just column after column of closely set text, interrupted occasionally by little doodles in black and white.
Well, at least there's little doodles.
No advertisements, you notice. So who's funding this radical commentary?
Interesting point, savoir-faire. I'm glad you're being slightly less mental.
After rifling the pages with your thumb several times, you return to the table of contents. The magazine is divided into several sections. International developments, Kunst und Kultur, and local concerns. Just inside the cover, there's also an editor's note.
I feel like the voice actor maybe took a pause there before, and wisely so, before attempting Kunst and Kultur. Und Kultur, yeah. Well, that's clearly the most interesting. What is Kunst and Kultur?
It takes a moment, but gradually it dawns on you that Kunst und Kultur must mean arts and culture.
He even gets the accent in it, doesn't he? Okay.
As you leaf through this section, you come across several reviews of recent radio plays, as well as a brief artist spotlight featuring a local artist identified only as C.S.
C.S. Lewis? Chris Staffordshire. Charlie Shropshire.
The main feature, though, is a long essay
We will never know.
Tip-Top Tournée, a critical Mazovian perspective.
Kuno shitbag. Read the profile of CS.
This so-called artist spotlight is really just a brief Q&A, made all the briefer by the subject's evident hostility to her interviewer.
Oh, hang on, I think I know who this is. Would she really be in a magazine? Cindy Skull was the girl or woman described as, or she described herself as that, the one painting shit over by the dock. And the evident hostility, yeah, that would line up. What is this Tip-Top Tourney?
The actual article is surprisingly light on details, but after skimming a page or two, you gather that it has something to do with motor carriage racing. If you don't follow it, you only ever hear about the ludicrous sponsorships and obscene death toll.
So, like NASCAR or maybe like Demolition Derby. I don't know shit about cars. I watched Top Gear for a bit, but like many people, I watched that for entertainment value. I still know fuck all about cars. Well, let's hear what it's about then. Let's hear what the communists have to say about Top Gear.
You think you're settling in for a relaxing recap of the most recent season, maybe sprinkled with some nice anecdotes about a few of the more colourful drivers. Instead, you find yourself skimming a 10,000-word feature about all the politically problematic aspects of Tip-Top Tourney.
Well, that lines up. What's wrong with Tip-Top?
Where to even start? For one, there's the crass commercialism of its sponsorships, and then there's the practically criminal emphasis on deadly motor crashes.
Sensationalised and all that. Okay, what's so bad about sponsorships? Good reason to point out that I'm a person on Twitch and or YouTube. saying what's so bad about sponsorships.
Under capitalism, the article says, every pursuit has its price. Every pleasure, even one as elemental as the joy of racing others around a track, is reduced to an advertising opportunity.
Yeah.
Thus, the so-called tourney becomes a competition between increasingly meaningless brand signifiers. Your discount laundry detergent racing against a pack of Astra cigarettes, or even a fritter.
Yeah, that's pretty soulless, gotta admit. But then you get to see them crash.
And that precisely is what's problematic about it.
No.
Were it not for the promise of random, spectacular violence, audiences would quickly lose interest.
Yeah, but it's not like anyone... Oh no, actually, it said, didn't it? A lot of people died, yeah.
At the end of the day, it's the destruction of these 750,000 real races that you're really watching for.
Wow, you're right. I really am just in it for the violence. No, I'm pretty sure I like it for the racing. Yeah, I read it for the plot. Yeah.
Sure, you think that, but subconsciously, it's the visions of brand names being engulfed in flames that you crave.
I could understand that more. That's a nice symbolism that is probably unintended, but perhaps cathartic.
This flimsy magazine is right. Deep down, you know the only true stakes are life and glory, or death by fiery dismemberment.
Yep, true to character. Half-Light. Always. I mean, it should have just been called like Up for a Fight rather than Half-Light, because that's basically all he is. I guess I've never thought about it that much.
That's because you haven't been reading critically. But don't worry. The whole point of these sorts of articles is to let someone else read critically for you.
Kim, did you know that Tip Top Tourney is actually an orgiastic ritual of capitalistic destruction? Did I get that right? Capitalistic, yeah. I had no idea. Kim, this article says that no one really watches Tip Top Tourney for the races. Right, let's go with this one.
I can safely say the thought had never crossed my mind, Detective.
He furrows his brow. It's too bad. I thought I liked Tip Top. I wonder what else is really just a metaphor for life under capitalism.
I'm sure most things are, if the young men who wrote this article are to be believed. If I had to wager, I'd say they've never even seen the inside of a motor, much less a motor race. I take whatever they write with a large grain of salt.
You flip back to the front of the magazine. The table of contents unfolds before you.
As ever, guarded and calm and collected, Kim there, but I feel like that did touch a nerve. Let's catch up on international developments.
This section includes a long, tedious critique of the latest round of free trade negotiations between the EPIS nations and the Free State of Seminine.
That does sound tedious.
You also skip over an article about heavy fuel oil smuggling along the Messina border, something about bear wrestling in Samara, book riots in Yugograd. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Bear wrestling. Flip back to that.
Well, I'm glad it wasn't just me who picked up on that. I mean, you say it's tedious and then you mention bear wrestling, so... Let's seems a little too foreign for my tastes. No, bear wrestling's universally condemned. Let's see what this is all about.
It seems to be part of a new public fitness initiative in the People's Republic of Samara, SRV, devised and promoted by none other than President Kanajinsky himself.
Well done, voice actor. I would not have had as solid a grasp on that as you.
According to this extremely credulous account, Uncle Sport, as he's affectionately known to his people, has recently decreed bear wrestling the national sport of the SRV.
Okay, seeing some Well, I don't know if I'm seeing some parallels here, but let's just carry on and see. Yeah, when it says bear wrestling, but no, who's Uncle Sport?
Based on the description in
Oh,
this
he's based.
article,
Good.
he appears to be an extremely competent and democratically elected president.
Extremely democratically elected. Okay, now about the bear wrestling.
It's quite straightforward. A standard match features one man, or in some cases, woman, against one bear. 2 competitors, 1 ring, 5 rounds, or until incapacitation.
5 rounds?
According to the SRV's Ministry of Information, the program has been a tremendous success. Public support stands at 87%, and youth obesity and alcoholism rates are down 12% and 7% respectively.
I guess it's hard to fight a bear if you're drunk. Not necessarily. I guess it's hard to fight a bear if you're out of shape. I mean, it's hard to fight a bear, is the overwhelming feeling I'm getting from this, that they're sort of glossing over. But, sure.
That's very much the idea. President Kaczynski has long maintained that a strong body is the best defense against capitalist aggression.
Right, okay. Kim, do you think there's any chance our case will take us to the SRV?
The Samaran People's Republic? No, I should expect not. Why do you ask?
I was thinking it might be fun to see a bear fight. I was thinking it might be fun to partake in a bear fight. No reason. I want to fight a bear, Kim.
What you do in your spare time is your business. In the meantime, I would prefer you focus on our case.
How can anyone focus when there's bear wrestling going on?
You flip back to the front of the magazine. The table of contents
Editor's
unfolds
note.
before you. Comrade, as you know, this journal
Fucking hell.
takes its name from Mazov's immortal expression, Du cristal à la fumée. This was his way of describing the way the rigid, crystalline structures of capitalist ideology turned to smoke under communism. But, like the structures of capitalist ideology, we too are at risk of going à la fumée. Unlike many publications which are content to spoon-feed their readers reassuring drivel, La Fumée is committed to telling the radical truth, even when that truth may drive away potential subscribers. Perhaps they've overestimated the market demand for this kind of commentary.
Perhaps so, and yet they are still funded despite no advertisements.
So please, if you value our radical Mazovian perspective on contemporary politics, culture, and international affairs, please consider subscribing today. Yours in struggle, the editors.
Wow, well, who knew that the band The Editors had such radical ideas? Kim, I think this is a communist magazine. Play it cool, pretend everything's in order. Kim, I found a commie book.
What do you expect? It was laying around the office of the Debarders Union. They're probably bankrolling the thing.
Ah, that would make sense.
You flip back to the front of the magazine. The table of contents unfolds.
Local
Unsurprisingly,
concerns.
much of this section is taken up with articles declaring unqualified support for the dock workers' strike.
Uh-huh.
You skim the headlines. Paint the harbour red and white. Martinez tames the wild pines. A city in revolt. First we take Martinez, then we take La Delta. Finally, there's a brief article by the writer G. Martin accusing the owner of the Capeside Apartments of illegally attempting to evict certain communist tenants simply for not having paid their rent.
Okay, why should I care? This doesn't have anything to do with me. Wouldn't it be better for everyone if labour and capital could reach some reasonable accommodation? Charging rent just to live somewhere is pretty outrageous. If it weren't for the wild pines, all these moochers would be out of a job. Damn communists should have killed the lot of them when they had the chance. Yee. Well, we're technically playing both sides, aren't we? So, who knows? Let's just be weird. Let's just pick... Yeah. Imagine charging rent to live somewhere.
The writer G. Martin remarks dryly that capitalists love wealth redistribution, so long as it's only redistributed upward.
That's also true.
You flip back to the front of the magazine. The tape.
That was fun. I don't know if I was being sarcastic there. So I'll leave it up to your interpretation. Yellow man mug. Oh god, okay, let's... This broken-eared mug somehow made its way into the whirling in rags dumpster. It depicts a person of Samoan descent frolicking in a field of saffron flowers, buck-toothed and grinning feeble-mindedly. It seems to be a cheap knockoff of some colonial-era antique.
It's just a racist mug. What's there to read here? Not much.
Not much, unless you're insane like what I am. There's quite a lot to read into here, actually. Look at all that content.
Oh boy, here we go. What are you going to say about a broken, tossed-away mug that you dug out of the garbage?
I don't know, game. What am I going to say? This mug is an example of prejudice. I'm going to use it as an example of what not to do. I'm going to push this into the face of every merchant I find and tell them this is your inane ideology. Oh, your inane ideology. Get the emphasis right. The mug will be useful. By denouncing it, I can earn political capital to mask my badass hustling, i.e. fraud and embezzlement. The mug didn't belong in the trash. It was just a funny mug. Can't anyone laugh anymore? Sure. Political capital. Is that what we're going with? Fine.
If you want to earn some change by guilting people, go for it. But if you want to earn real dough, finish the case and start getting paid again.
Yeah, but that takes time. Oh, that was quicker than I thought. Right. Oh, hello. What's this?
Wow, you work hard.
I do?
Oh, yes. You hustle. You're a provider. It's tough out there, but you keep it real and provide.
What hard work do I do exactly?
Look at yourself. You're a human pedometer. You must have walked 200,000 steps down cracked asphalt, mosaic, sand, and linoleum after you re-emerged.
So, walking?
That is the sign of a hustler who never gives up. The world is harsh and people are evil. You didn't make it that way, and you won't let it break you. You ride.
Yeah, I ride a little. I fucking ride till I die, bitch. I'm not sure I ride. Sure, we're jumping into every other ideology. Wow, I might be breaking a record for the amount of voice cracks in this stream. I usually keep it down to a minimum if possible. Fuck it, ride or die. Ride till you die.
That's just what it's like. Life and death. But you got gills on your side, baby. Got
Gills?
those black papers with the faces of the innocents on them.
What?
You bring in the Franco-Negros and the Solas.
Sorry, I've got gills? Gills don't seem that useful.
It ain't easy, but you do it. Day in and day out. You didn't make the rules, but you won't lose. You're a cop, and a sprinter, and a money printer.
Oh, you've gone off the deep end again, savoir-faire. What are you fucking talking about? I mean, yeah, I did take that bribe from that Joyce woman. So is the ideology grifting and like just money obsession? Oh, and then there's pawning stuff off to that suspicious Roy guy. I guess I've made some gills. Is that the term then? I did take a massive bribe from Joyce.
Oh yeah, you took that bribe hard. You're a killer.
pawning stuff.
Yeah, you're in the sales business. Shake 'em for shit and then pawn it off. Law officer style.
What are you talking about? I guess I've made some gills. Gills! Gills!
Sure. And has it been easy? Is life easy?
No, it's horrible.
Have you not gone into cardiac arrest?
I have.
Are you not about to have an anxiety attack or shoot yourself in the mouth?
Both of those are also
But
true.
you still hustle 24/7, ride or die. Now, ask yourself.
Which am I going to do first? An anxiety attack or shoot myself in the mouth? A true hustler would multitask.
Are you rich?
No, I'm actually not.
That's right. You work harder than anyone. You almost rode yourself to the grave and you're still practically a hobo.
I'm literally a
Why is
hobo.
that?
I've just realised we're about to become... what, the money-grifting hobo cop? It's because of that Gart guy riding my ass. Phrasing. The system is broken. There's a market for corrupt cops out there, but the immigrant cops have price dumped it. Fucking taxes, man. I don't know. Why am I so poor? The system is broken.
Boo-hoo. The system is broken. The establishment is keeping me down. That's not the fuck yeah attitude you're used to. What is this? Why are you so poor?
Alright, let's try them all then. Blame the immigrants, I guess.
Look, the immigrants are cool. The immigrants play cool music. Everyone likes them, especially the women.
Everyone
Don't hate
likes
on
them?
the immigrants. They've got nothing to do with you living under a boat.
That's fair, but unfortunately not everyone likes them. That's patently untrue. Fucking tax man.
That's right. 100%. Fucking G-Man's got his jam-covered sticky fingers in your pocket, stealing from you every time you buy, sell, walk, talk, fart, so much as sneeze.
Ugh, get your jam fingers out of my pockets. I'm not into that. Really? Every time I sneeze?
Every time you wipe your ass.
That's not the
They've
same
got
as sneezing.
their direct and
if
their
you're healthy.
indirect modes of taxation. Sales tax, excise duty, extraction tax, alimony. One tax that doesn't even have a name. Plus there's the stuff people in other countries pay for. That makes them ask for more money from you. Here, total tax duties add up to 98% of all your money.
God damn. Are you sure? That seems like a pretty big number. This isn't helping me solve my money problem, it's only making me into a free market type. No fucking way, I guess I'm a free market fundamentalist now. Sure, let's take it. Be everything all at once.
Here you go, hustler. Fight the righteous fight. Free the people. Keep it real. Keep it street. Keep foaming at the mouth furiously on the tax issue.
Is this like Wolf of Wall Street now? What is indirect modes of taxation? I don't know what's going on, but I'm going for it. Kim, I think I've got multiple personality disorder. I seem to have subscribed to every political ideology under the sun. Okay, let's go for something a bit normal. Checking out clipboard in the headlights. That was something we could do.
You see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out.
Kim, how do I turn on the headlights?
Alright. Ready? I turn, you press start. It's next to the preheater.
He's downplaying his excitement. The lieutenant is more than happy to show off his precious carriage.
Press engine start.
The dashboard lights up with orange glow. The rails beneath gauge jumps, and the engine of the Caprice Canadian comes to life with a whiny growl.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you for most of that.
Like a leopard waking from its sleep, yawning and roaring at the same time.
I mean, at least it's consistent. That is the noise that kind of woke me up, and that was fucking deafening. So at the start of the game, so they are consistent with that. Press the button labelled headlights.
The lights unfold with a little click, casting electrical light onto the ground before the vehicle.
There you go. I'll turn them off from the remote once you're done. We just need to stand in front of the machine now.
Cool. Already got my clipboard in my hand and everything.
As you hold your ledger's clip under the headlamp, an iridescent hologram appears. A street grid and the veins of a great river. A familiar sensation washes over you.
There she is. Revachol West.
There's a note of pride in the lieutenant's voice.
Around the borders of the watermark are dozens, no, hundreds of micro-perforations.
Look at the shimmering street grid.
The rectangular watermark is overlaid with the logo of the RCM, and yet the major arteries of Revachol are all recognizable. They shimmer in the Kanema's headlights.
Where are we on this?
Let me see.
He takes the ledger for a moment and inspects it.
Right here.
He says, his finger near the top of the map, on a segment of coast jutting out into the great ocean. Seems nice. Seems like a shithole. I'm sure I've seen worse.
Oh yes. Coal City. Le Royaume. The burnt-out quarter.
All of them worse than here.
Alright. Look at the perforations.
There are many of them, and they are divided into 3 separate rows.
Let's tally them up.
The first row has 18 dots.
Not bad.
Not bad for what? You don't even know what it means yet.
Don't judge me, Ledger. What about the next one?
The next is the longest. It runs all the way around the border, and then some.
Count them all individually on my hands.
There are so many, it's hard to count. More than 150, at least. Maybe even 200.
What about the last row?
The last row has 3 perforations.
3? That's it?
That's it.
Oh. Hey Kim, what do all these holes mean?
Those are perforations. They
That's what I
represent
said.
your record as an officer of the RCM. They are your statistics, as it were. I should have guessed you'd keep a record. Officers often do. Let's take a look.
Son, here is where we score your life performance. You better hope it's good.
Oh, don't be disappointed in me, Dad. Weird conehead, muscular dad from Silent Hill. This.
The first row represents your years of service. 18 years. Okay, not bad at all. What did you do before you volunteered?
Do you really think I have any idea? I feel like I just went around apologising all the time. Probably some boring office job, same as everyone else. I was a hobo and I lived under a boat. I walked the land telling whores and liars of the end to come. There are 9,855 days remaining. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting we're the Doom Sayer. Got drunk like a megastar. Wait, 18 years I've done this? That seems like not, you know, we can say this and then say one of the others, I think.
That's what it says. I might have guessed even longer based on your age.
What
did you do all those blissful years of your youth?
do you mean by that? Well, we could go with either of these with our character. So, I was just insane.
Cool. I'm glad you joined us. Not a lot of money in doom crying. Let's move on, shall we?
I mean, I'm still doom crying on the side, but
This next row, the one that wraps all the way around, is your number of closed cases. Closed is good. It means finished. You've got, let's see... Wow, more than 200.
is that a lot?
It's quite a lot, even for someone who's been on the force for nearly 2 decades. Usually, clearing more than 10 cases a year puts you in the 90th percentile of all RCM officers.
So you're saying I used to be a super cop? I used to be good. That's some solace, I guess. What's the last number? I don't think I can ever re-become this person. What's the last number? You're saying I used to be a super cop.
Call it what you want. You were a valuable member of your precinct. Now, let's look at the last row.
I prefer to call it super cop.
Right. Those are your confirmed kills. You've got precisely 3 perforations there.
Ooh.
Confirmed kills. That sounds pretty evil. A drink would soften that feeling.
I thought you'd been quiet for a while, electrochemistry. So I'm a killer. Queen. I was expecting a higher number, honestly. That's not too many. Is now a good time to pour one out for the fallen? Is it though?
Definitely not.
Oh. That's not... I was expecting a higher number.
For an RCM officer, especially Precinct 41, which is in the Jamrock Quarter, it's rather tame. I mean that in a good way. There are certain officers who treat their kills like some kind of ghoulish game. If they do happen to solve a case, it's usually by accident.
It's obvious the lieutenant doesn't think very highly of these officers.
But it seems as though you are, or at least were, one of the good ones. So we have that to be thankful for.
But now I'm insane.
He's sincerely glad you're not a scary predator. Not to say relieved you're competent.
How do you handle the strain? Have you ever killed anyone, Kim? Are you sure I shouldn't pour one out for those fallen boys? Have you killed anyone, Kim?
Yes.
He says, declining to elaborate.
It's not a problem for him to state it, however.
How do you handle the strain?
Everyone has their own method of coping. Some more effective or self-destructive than others.
Why are you looking at me when you say that?
Personally, I find it helps to keep up a few hobbies.
Hobbies are lame. Like tip-top racing? Maybe I should find a hobby.
Par exemple,
Maybe I should find a hobby.
why not gardening? You've already got the gloves.
It's true, I am wearing gardening gloves. They now match my funky anorak raincoat. But I am shit at gardening. Are you sure I shouldn't pour one out for those fallen boys? That means yes.
If you want to pour out the booze you've been carrying around on duty, I'm certainly not going to stop you.
Oh, actually, yeah, pouring it out doesn't sound as good. I'll just hold on to it.
As you will.
Thanks.
The lieutenant nods.
Okay, let's go.
Right. I'll go turn off the lights.
10 experience. That's still not enough for a level up. I imagine the level ups become more difficult to attain, maybe, as time goes on. Or perhaps we just haven't done very much this episode. That's entirely possible. I want to get working on my communism thought, though. I'm almost done with fascism. Just not a phrase I expected to hear myself saying. Not because I'm not done with fascism, but just because it's a ludicrous... Don't read too much into it. So what else is there to do on day 2? Not much. We're at 10:15 now, so I've headed over here for a reason I can't quite explain. Maybe Joyce can remind us of what to do. Or something we can do. Oh, hello, what's this? Shadows on the water, green plants under the calm surface. Alright, thanks.
You're back. Good.
Bye. I suddenly decided that won't help. Okay. We can... Let's try and make a truce with Kuno. I'm not even sure those dialogue options will be there, but just in case. And then we'll send the body off and... Well, we'll call it there. We won't call it a day because I think there's some stuff I can do without Kim again. Well, presumably washing off the death smell means having a shower, and I would like to think I can do that without Kim. But who knows? Kuno, we may have got off on the wrong foot when I tried to punch you.
Have you come to make your offering to Kuno?
Damn it, we don't have anything new. Yeah, so we tried that. So there's something to do when Kim is gone. Kim has to be gone for us to give drugs to the child. Yes, that makes sense. What about you? Are you just gonna yell something creepy?
Kuno, the pig's getting pretty close to me. Come to snuff my shit out, I think.
Take a step closer.
Looks like it's time for me to go, Kuno. Pig's come to take me in.
She means it. The fear is real.
I just want to ask you some questions.
I'm going away for a long, long time, Kuno. Going away for life.
What's going on there? Fuck are you trying to pull, pig?
You there behind the fence. Child, converse with me. Hey, kid. These are all not great.
What's this kid shit? Fucking mind games. I'd rather die than squeal.
This is not an interrogation.
Get the fuck out of here, face! You got done! Talk to me!
I haven't got anything.
So it's a girl. Interesting.
Wait, it took me that long to figure that out. Okay, thanks. No, we've done that. Well, that might be it then. Yeah, alright, let's finally get rid of the body. It has been 8 days now? Drugs raise learning caps, but they're bad for your health. Remember, kids. No, don't remember that. Okay. Get the old torch out. And the crowbar. I think we checked everything down here. Yeah, pretty much. Hello, mysterious bear.
The bear's eyes are still glowing red. It's guarding over the freezing corpse hidden inside its belly.
Okay, well, I think we have done all we can. Let's have Kim take away the body. You work alone for the rest of the day. That's fine. There's not much day left.
All right.
He takes out a shiny black body bag and starts pulling the plastic over the dead man's face. And we finally got a skill point for that.
I will need a little help carrying him. You take the hands, I'll take the legs.
Does that mean I get... Actually, no. You get the gooeyest bit, because it said his legs were all... fucky wucky. Bag the corpse and drag it to the motor carriage. Oh, he's gone. Alright then. That's that then. But now it is time to embrace communism. And then free marketism. And then some other shit probably. 3 hours. I feel like that's not as long as fascism took. People think communism was some crazy idea that had its comeuppance 40 years ago, a fever that shook the world never to return again. They were right. Until he woke up today, a spiritual corpse responsive only to the call of Commodore Red, prostitutes, and Krasmazov. For him, communism is still a thing. He will single-handedly raise the commune of O2 from the oceanic trench where it has been resting, covered in ghosts and seaweed. He is the big communism builder. Come witness his attempt to rebuild communism in the year 51. -2 visual calculus. Looks like reaction. What does that mean? Looks like reaction. How strange. Oh well, let's give as our first act of communism, let's offer some dangerous drugs to this child.
Have you come to make your offering to Kuno?
Check out this drug.
Oh, not this dreamer shit again. Why do Kuno's bitches always try and bring Kuno that lame sha-la-la-la bang shit? Kuno's not a fucking witch doctor.
It was only once. And you fucking asked me to nick it, Kuno.
No, I didn't. It's fucking Kuno. Say it right, bitch. Say it like it's said.
A pretty lame Oranese name. Nowhere near Kuno. The thought crosses your mind, and then it's gone. Perhaps something for later.
Perhaps, but also perhaps not, considering our conceptualization is shit.
Anyway, Kuno doesn't do that radioactive shit. Makes Kuno's dick fall off. Kuno's got a huge dick.
Well, you probably haven't if it fell off. Your story contradicts itself. Great. So, not those drugs. It has to be the right kind of drugs. I'm going to indulge in a bit of prior playthrough knowledge here and see if I can get around this. I'm not sure I can, by the way. This might fail. I just know of something that you sort of can do, but I don't know if I can do it in my current state. Hopefully the pry bar might help, but I've got a feeling it won't. Let's give it a go. Yeah, doesn't look like it. Basically, there's some drugs in there, without going into spoilers too much. Maybe there's some drugs in here. Moss crawls on those bathroom tiles. Actual moss. Well, that's not drugs. Ah, you are now my idol, I guess. Bushy here, bushy
A plaster
basement.
cast bust depicts a middle-aged man with impressive sideburns.
We did this,
The
didn't we?
name on the plinth reads Kraz Mazov.
A communard lives in this room. Father Mazov, the hero of the working class. Salute the statue. Whoever lives here needs to learn how the economy actually works. Kraz Mazov was a filthy homosexual. No, we got to lean into our communism now and also lean completely away from it and then lean just sideways as well.
A warm feeling fills you as you look into Mazov's marble eyes. The hallway behind the door is empty. No one else heard your courageous salute.
Oh, apparently we can just say them all. He was also a filthy homosexual.
The bust doesn't reply. The hallway behind the door is empty. No one heard your words.
He needs to learn how the economy actually works.
The bust doesn't reply. The hallway behind the door is empty. No one heard your words.
Almost as if I'm talking to myself. A communard lives in this room.
A poor communard, from the looks of it. The room is barely bigger than a closet.
Well, I guess either that renewed itself or we forgot to check that on the first go round. Hello, speaking of things we've got to check. Book, 16 Days of Coldest April. Waves crashing in the darkness. Well, perhaps we'll have a read of that next time. And yeah, we'll probably try and, you know, stretch this day maybe a tad longer, but not that much longer, honestly. It's really just about the things to do without Kim here, but I think Kuno was the main thing for that. So I don't know now. Oh, an autosave, how rare. Especially since everyone else is now somewhat gone to bed, I think. All these guys will have, I think. Yep. Seems that way. Alright, let's stop here then. Staring at our torch. Cool. Right, well, cheers for watching. And remember, if you embrace every ideology, then you'll never be wrong. You'll just be a massive hypocrite, but you'll never be wrong, which is the important thing. Because you agree with whoever's talking to you is right. Yeah, I don't really know. I think maybe you're just mental if you do that. I think that's probably the lesson to take from this.